Well, hello everybody, and welcome to hopefully what will become the regular show on a Sunday. That's the plan, any case, and it's called the Sunday Show. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. As always, I have the chat that's showing on the screen, which doesn't always show the chat that's on YouTube. And for the first time in our stream history, we are live on X as well as everywhere else. So, we're now live on Rumble, YouTube, Twitch, and X. Hopefully, any case, no one's watching on X, but it doesn't matter. It's the first time it's come on, and I'm not sure if it'll work. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. So, if you do put something in the chat and I don't register it or say anything about it, it's only because I'm having to literally switch between three or four screens because Rumbles doesn't always pick it up. So, very first thing I could do is welcome Ben, welcome Joker, welcome Encalling, and I also know welcome Guy, who's in the YouTube chat but isn't showing up on the screen because it sometimes does this. It's very difficult to keep. So, if I keep sticking my head over there and looking over here, and welcome Raccoon as well, which hasn't also shown up. So, you'll have to excuse me if I keep flipping and flopping. You can see me on the screen over there, and you can see how far I am about 12 seconds behind on YouTube for some unknown reason. I don't know why. It is one of those things. And oh, Raccoon, you have come up. Good afternoon from Yorkshire. It's American National Popcorn Day today. It absolutely is. And before we go any further, let's just sit and spend a few moments thinking about the fact that the free world is about to be saved again when Donald J. Trump tomorrow will become officially the President of the United States of America. And hopefully things will begin to get a little bit better and even better. So, been a bit of a week, been a bit of a few interesting things that have popped up along the way. Before I go any further, if you're watching this on the catch up on YouTube, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. That'd be much appreciated. As the channel seems to be stagnating at the moment, but it is what it is. It is the nature of the beast. So we've got Donald Trump's inauguration tomorrow, and we've also here in the UK got three very, very important trials also kicking off at the same time, conveniently staged to do so. Which means we've got the gentleman who tried to stab the lieutenant colonel on the doorsteps of his house by the barracks. We've also got Ricky Jones. He's the guy who wanted the councillor, Labour councillor, who wanted all right wing people to have their throats slit. And of course, we've got, I'm not going to say his name because why should he get his name registered? The Southport stabber. He's also up in court on the same day. So, whilst everybody at the world's media attention will be at one place, our attention will be keeping one eye on that, but the bigger eye on what is going to be happening in the UK at that same day. So, interesting day, yeah. It's been a while since I did a live. It's been a while since I've been out here in the shed, in the studio, because, well, for one, it's bloody cold out here. It's still cold now. This is the only downside of this particular studio. I've just noticed I need to move. We don't need that there. Yeah, because it's absolutely freezing. This building used to be a coal shed, so it's a single-skinned brick building with a concrete roof and a concrete floor. So to say it gets cold when it's cold is an understatement, which is one of the reasons why I haven't been here. The other reason, of course, is I've been using the car because it's the only real opportunity I get to do videos. But again, it's also warmer. And then you'll get the odd one where it'll just be a background picture, which will be me in the house next door. So, that's why. And it's a bit chilly out here now. It currently is in the shed. Yeah, 4 degrees, which is quite funny because I've got a fridge just over here, and it's warmer in the fridge. So, yeah. So, please excuse me. I'm sitting here in 3 layers on the top, and I have a sleeping bag strapped over my legs to keep my legs warm, and a rather large cup of coffee. Which also sums up Every day I open the news, the text and stuff. So thanks for that, everyone else. I hope you've all got a nice. Before I go any further, of course, I hope you're all okay. I hope you're all well. I hope everything's fine with all of you. I know, as Ben said right at the beginning, it feels like we're circling the drain um, at the moment here, especially here in the UK. Things will get better, but it will take time. And the best thing is, at the moment, the Labour Party seem to be doing all the damage to themselves. We just need to get the pressure up. But yeah, it is dark days. It's terrible, and it's hard to be living here in the UK at the moment. But we will win. We will win. Just well, let's go in the chat. Joker, I just can't do the world anymore. Not complying with anyone or anything, or both. Absolutely. Oh yes, the trial's scheduled to start on the same day. Same day. What are the odds? Especially the Southport stabber who got pushed back 3 times, so it was conveniently then. Funny that. Flooding the news with Trump in his room of poppies. The court shadow banned mainstream media. In cold here, yeah. It is. It's freezing. Need to light some hexy blocks. Yeah, you know how hard they are. They're actually banned in the UK now. You can't actually get hexy blocks anymore. I have got some hexy blocks still with my little hexy stoves, which I have stored somewhere just in case of emergencies. Yes. As well as those magical tin can openers that work way better than any modern day crap that you can possibly get. 2 pairs of thermal long johns on to get cold off your legs. Yeah, I know. I have got my military long johns on as well, but it's a get a diesel heater. If only, if only. I have got a heater. Um, it's an electric one. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's great, but the second I turn it on, you can watch the smart meter in the house just go bright red and screams, "What the fuck are you doing?" So I tone up running. I know the How you doing, mate? Nice long time no see. Yeah, I'm back in the Shed of Dread again. For all of you who've recently joined the channel, this used to be known as the Shed of Dread when I used to do all way back in the day when I was doing my Doctor Who stuff. Seems such a long time ago when I was just talking about a science fiction show. Absolutely mental. But yeah, it's great to be there. Diesel eater's good. Yeah, I might get one actually. I might persuade Mrs. G to invest in one. Yeah. Because of course I'm married, so I don't have freedom of choice. We have to pass everything by the through the central control system. That is the wife. But it is what it is. Sorry, I'm just checking on the old YouTube there, and we still haven't got anyone watching on X, but it is what it is. Um, if you're wondering why I now have X Premium, yes, I pay Elon, but I think it's worth paying Elon if Elon can keep things going the way they are. And it also does now allow me to link everything in so I can actually stream to X. So I'm live on X, I think. As we switch to another screen, let's have a look. Let's just make sure we are actually live on X. Oh yeah. In fact, the issue with X is I've just gone on my X thing and oh, dropping stuff everywhere. I've just noticed it's so far behind, absolutely so far behind. So if you do watch on X, you're about 10 minutes behind. Don't ask me what. Michael Hancock, hi, welcome, sir, welcome. I can see the USA withdrawing for the air races in the UK. I fear for the Lakenheath. Potentially, because they really, really annoyed them. And it'd be a shame because Lake quite often to Great Yarmouth when we go past Mildenhall / Lakenheath area and sitting on the coast sometimes watching the F-15Es and the F-35s buzzing around is quite good fun. Paranormal, welcome. Afternoon, plastic bags under your socks. Keep you warm. Hope you're all well, your family. Yeah, everyone is fine. Thanks very much. I'm finally getting over this stupid damn cold that takes forever. But it is what it is. Smart meters are such a control mechanism. Massive poor old people watch them in dread. Yeah, I mean, mine. It's took me a while. Mrs. G. We've got an old gas heater on the stairs, and what happens is Mrs. G likes to Chinese channel laundry the stuff. So I've got clothes drying upstairs. So we used to have the gas heater running. And I was trying to explain to her that it's cheaper to run the gas central heating. And after some convincing and using my father-in-law, her dad, to convince her, we've now managed to do that. So it's nice and warm in the house. It's lovely and warm in the house, and we're using around about combined energy about £10 a day, which is not bad considering the amount of people here. So another thing that works is mini heaters is terracotta pot. Yes, this is very, very true. Absolutely true. You can make a ceramic heater like that. Ignore that beep. That's my CCTV. You should do a video of the angry bootneck. That would be interesting, as is in America. Yeah, actually, Guy, perhaps I should reach out and touch something. Yeah, that might be a good idea. Good afternoon, Bryn. Good afternoon, my brother. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So yeah, it's chilly, but it is what it is. I've been colder. I've also been warmer, but it is what it is. Can't argue with it. You know, you just dig it in and do what you have to do. Can we have more likes, please? We've got 24 watching and 15 likes. Thank you all. Thanks, Bryn. I keep forgetting to do that. You know, you thumb up the video. Sorry, you can't see my thumb. Thumb up the video and share and subscribe if you're not, because it all helps. I know some of my detractors think I'm doing it because I need loads and loads. You know, I'm going to get loads and loads of money from YouTube. I genuinely don't. No, I do it because I want to do the message. This is about getting the message out to people, and sometimes you have to stand up. And I do. I won't lie. I do get a very, very small stream of income from doing this. Which help pays things like my X Premium account for a start off. Sorry, I got to get this coffee down me. Oh, it's nice. Life as juice keeps me going, keeps me awake, keeps me alive. So yeah, amen. Yeah, it's so I get a small stream, but it's not about that. It genuinely isn't about that. Although to be fair, I was never ever expecting to get above 10 subscribers, and currently sitting where I am now, it literally every day I open the page, I look at it and go, Jesus, that's a lot of subs. And I'm surprised so many people want to listen to what I have to say. And it's, you know, it's a genuine honor and a privilege. And I have to pinch myself. Hey, Wookie, welcome, welcome, welcome. Sub to this channel, hit that like button. Thank you, Sparky Swain. I hope you're all okay. I hope everything's okay there over the States, Wookie. I'm sure you're going to be looking forward to a rather nice day tomorrow. Yes, when you finally get your saviour, boy, we're still stuck with our deluded Stalin, who genuinely believes that he's going to get another 5 years in. He's completely convinced now he's going to get another one. Michael Hancock, seriously, I couldn't understand why the lefties are protesting yesterday in London, because you have to understand the Free Plasticine movement marches were never about freeing Palestine. It was never about drawing attention to the suffering in Gaza. It was all about anti-Semitism, and it was all about making a message and pushing a message and projecting aggression towards those of us in the UK. Anyone who genuinely believes that that's what those marches were for, maybe some people do think that, but the vast majority, it's just evil. Nerdaholics, glad to see your channel's blown up, mate. Thanks, Nerdaholics. It was a surprise, and it still is a surprise. I literally can't get my breath half the time. It really, 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 really stuns me. Just goes to show how many people agree with my brother. Yeah, it's interesting. It really is. And the channel's had a couple of bit of ups and downs over the last couple of weeks, mainly because I dared to stop singing the song that other people wish to hear. It is what it is. I wish I'd booked tomorrow off work to celebrate with our American brethren. Well, it's gonna be a good day, and as much as I'd love to watch it, as I said, I'm really gonna be more paying attention to those 3 rather important criminal cases that are going into court on the same day. I'll catch up with the inauguration with the highlights, no doubt, which will be available, but I am really, really chuffed that Donald Trump's in. I know everybody hates that, but it is what it is. Boggle Boggles, welcome. I had to abandon using X a few weeks ago. The vile madness of this world has taken its toll. I understand that, and everybody, you need to take a break. Keep it to a minimum now on YouTube, to the likes of you and Gobster Paz and a few others. I understand. It does drain you. It really does drain you, and you have to. I think with everything in life, you have to make sure you take those breaks. My breaks will be when the kids are on half term. That's when I take my breaks. That's when I'll sort of to slow down and not do as much. I usually pre-record videos to release over that week, so that week I don't do anything much. Yeah, we all need a detox every now and again. It's actually not sometimes, it is wise every now and again to just step back and take a breather because it can overwhelm you, especially now in these dark, dark days. Although next couple of days on X should be really, really good fun as we watch the left wing melt down because Trump's in charge. You know, what do you think about the Manchester men walking out of court? Disgusting, Bryn. Absolutely disgusting. If it had been anyone else, you'd have been remanded in custody. But then again, are any of us surprised that those two thugs walked away on bail? Because again, it's something else that they've been desperate to try and cover up. They've been desperately hoping the CPS could find anything that they could do to use it to throw it out of court. And it doesn't surprise me in the slightest that they walked away. And it's just, again, another pure and simple demonstration of the two-tier justice system that currently resides in the United Kingdom. It's it's really bad, but then again, it didn't surprise me in the slightest. Trump's going to separate trial. What a day, two mobiles going at once. Yeah, I'll be having my eyes on everything and trying to keep up and abreast of it. It's going to be the Southport one's going to be difficult because they're going to try and suppress it as much as possible. Been staying away from it lately, enjoying the pub. Now I need to take a break from the pub. Well, this is true. Although, to be fair, it may be wise to make sure that we all start going to the pub more often, as it appears our government now wants to make it difficult to talk about anything in pubs, which is absolutely outrageous. Again, that's another one of these massive overreaches that this Labour government wishes to do, which is to make it so people who work there can um, basically report and get people kicked out for saying if they overhear someone in the pub talking about something they don't agree with. I mean, this is how fragile the world has got now. It's just got absolutely pathetic. And George, when you wrote that book in about 1984, I wish you hadn't written that manual because it's the one they all seem to stick to. It's disgusting. Mm. Oh, it's better. Hi, PD. Welcome. Yeah, so it's just absolute madness. Absolute madness. We live in a very, very strange alternate reality. We have Keir Starling, who's deluded and thinks he's going to get another 5 years. But then again, if you think about it and you pay attention, I've done a video on it with his decision that he wants to scrap voter ID. He wants to reduce the age of voting to 16. And he also wants to make it eligible for, foreign nationals to vote in elections as well. So if you're over here on a visit, you can vote in our elections. So if that isn't him making sure that he gets his next 5 years, I don't know what is. And I think that's perhaps what's leading him to think he's super, super confident. In my eyes, it goes against freedom of expression we have in UK. Everything goes against freedom of expression. They're trying to destroy it. They're getting rid of the freedom of speech. They're just literally crippling us as much as they possibly can. And it's absolutely ridiculous. But then again, absolutely expected nowadays. And unfortunately, there's still not enough voices screaming loud enough for it to be, noticed. Hello, little kitty. Doesn't surprise me either. They walked out. I'm a long-standing victim of rape gangs, and the police arrested me while defending. Well, hello, little kitty, and I am so sorry to have hear that, read that. Um, and I think I was also sort of echo the entire country pretty much in saying that you lot deserved way, way better, and you don't deserve to be left as you are. And I think the way this country has treated its own girls is a disgrace. And as an ex-soldier, it's embarrassing to say that I protected this country when in reality, perhaps I shouldn't have been abroad. Perhaps I should have been here protecting our little girls. But then again, that makes me a far right racist. Then I'm a far right racist. It is what it is. Somebody will probably take that now and use it as a soundbite. Crack on, crack on. It's disgraceful. God, did you see Starmer's Auschwitz pictures? PD, I mean, I don't know if anyone else has been to Auschwitz. I've been to Auschwitz. It's a thing that will forever stay with me. It's an amazingly powerful thing. And for Keir Starmer to use that to talk absolute bullshit and hypocrisy is disgraceful. But then again, from that scumbag of a man, I'm hardly surprised. He to stay there with, anti-Semitism, but then allows anti-Semitic marches through the streets of London every weekend. No, sit back down. He's a horrible man. He's a disgrace to everything. He really, really is. It's unbelievable. I think the EU is trying to turn us into a sanctuary country. We are. Somebody quite rightly said it. I think this morning on X. We are the left wing's last bastion. I think we are the dumping ground. The EU are punishing us for Brexit. We all knew this was going to happen, and now with the leadership that we have, it's just going to be accelerated. We're not going to be. We're just going to be turned into a third world shithole. So everybody can see this. Look what happens if you stand up against the EU. We'll just destroy your country. We really, really will. I haven't spoken to the rabbi yet. I hope he's okay. I hope his family are all right as well. I haven't spoken to the rabbi for a long time, and I should maybe get into contact with him because I know it's all good there. And I mean, the ceasefire looks like it's been delayed. No surprise there because apparently Hamas are only going to release 3 hostages. Yeah, so that's going to cause more problems because, of course, it's all about peace, isn't it, Hamas? Yeah, absolutely, exactly. Sad IQ can't answer simple questions. Evil, absolutely. I mean, let's be honest. If you're a little sort of wobbling about faith and God, I mean, I'm not making this too much religious, although it is Sunday, I suppose. Is the fact that if you can see evil in its full display all over this country, especially with our leadership, if evil you can see exists, then the devil exists, and if the devil exists, then so has God. And at the moment, we could do with all the bleeding help we can get, to be brutally honest, because it's going to be a struggle. It really is. Absolute horrendousness going on at the moment. Pure evil. And to see when you go on X and that, and you listen to people who will defend rapists and child abusers for their own means, and this, that, and the other, it's not acceptable. It really, really, really isn't acceptable. This is the level we've got to, ladies and gentlemen, when people are actually standing up and defending paedophiles for their own gain because, the right are against it, so I must be the other way. There are some dumb, stupid people in this world that really, really are. The thing about acceleration is more chance of crashing. Yeah, absolutely. Like our economy. And if everybody goes, oh, well, the IMF have said, our economy is going to be the greatest in Europe. Look, you need to understand something about the IMF. The IMF is a politically charged organisation. It hated the Conservative Party, so forever and ever and ever kept downgrading our economy over and over again. But now it's got a government it likes, all of a sudden it's blowing smoke up its arse. The IMF can say what it is. I mean, IMF, I thought that was Mission Impossible, but that's just the way it is. But no, ignore it because every other economist is going, this country is heading for a crash. It's just that no one wants to watch it, no one wants to see it, which is a bit of a and Rachel Reeves in my last video, which she just got uploaded this morning, was literally she definitely needs mental help because she genuinely believes that what she's doing is working where everybody else is going, it isn't. I just don't understand it. I really don't. True demonic evil in the government and MSM. How can they be justified? Oh, exactly. No, I mean, there's one guy today going, "Oh, you shouldn't say that. You're only saying it to push your racist agenda." And it's not. I mean, like I've said many times, you do realise that what you're doing is enabling and supporting paedophiles, child abuse, and gang rapes of children for your own means. I don't get the mentality of it. I really, really don't. I don't understand. Little Kitty discussing how the left is side with war criminals, Hamas, and hate Israel. I had recently for an American free having half. It's Little Kitty. They're mental. See, the thing is with the leftists, they don't understand the words. You can change your mind, and they just argue against anything without even thinking about it. It's like an instinctive reaction. If somebody says, "I'm for it," and they see you as a right winger, That's it. They're against it. They have no idea what they're doing half the time. They genuinely don't. They're just sick mental children who just need a good spanking on their arse and told to go out back into the bedroom, come down when they've got a bit of a brain on. Absolutely mental. It was the greatest in Europe until the EU demanded half of it and the Tory idiots paid it. Yep, absolutely. Because it's all about pandering and not having the balls to say no, which is what Trump will do when he comes in. He just goes, "No, I'm not having it. Bye bye." What, we don't make anything anymore. It's sourced out China. Yeah, we used to have a steel industry. We used to have a coal industry. We used to have a car industry. Admittedly, some of the cars were crap. But used to, I mean, Birmingham, just up the road, was known as the city of 1,000 trades, and now it's the city of what? Mosques and stabbing. Because believe it or not, Birmingham, up the road from me, is actually has the highest stabbing rate in the country, more than London. It's a wonderful place. But yeah, we don't make anything. And that was all, and it's all been done by design. So we are totally reliant on everybody else. It's another way of punishing us, and it's so wrong. We're all far right racists now. We are. I mean, I hate the term far right. I hate the term right wing. I hate the term left wing because I grew up in a world where these things were, you were either right, you were centre right, and centre left, left. Now it's just left or right, and everything has to be polarized and everything has to be weaponized, and it's so wrong. We'll never get anything done. It's sickening to hear about the depths of corruption and crimes, how long you've been allowed to go on. And we're only scratching the top of the iceberg. We really are, Wookie. We really are. The US have actually put a bill through to deport foreign non-scans. Absolutely. Well, that should be done instantly. I mean, the leader of the gang in Rotherham, after coming out of prison early, who was supposed to be deported, now works as a fucking Uber driver. Yeah. You literally couldn't make it up in this country. You really couldn't. I use another forum for work-related business. It's been taken over by politics and agenda. Froggles, everything does. Everything really does. It's just mental. All mental. And PD's right. It all does date back. All this started with Tony the war criminal Blair. He was the one who opened the doors. He's the one who started this. He's the one that changed all our government processes and created Quangos. He's the one who said that the Bank in England should be an independent organiser. Everything leads back to Tony Blair. Absolutely ridiculous. Really rich, and here they are to defend and support the rest of us victims. Absolutely, little kid. They're just mental. They are. It's anything. I mean, literally, if you are white and you are a native of this country, you are the enemy. I mean, we are now, without doubt, and I don't care, you can argue all the day, we are now the most persecuted people in the world, pretty much, and no one gives a shit. As I said in my rant, no one seems to give a shit. It really doesn't. Anything to the right of Lenin is far right to some people. We ought to start referring the left as radical left again. I don't even think we should call them that. We should just call them for what they are: brain dead children, because that's what they are. They act like children, or brain dead child fascists would be more likely. That's it. Call them for what they are. Call them for how they act. They don't think. They spit their dummies out like children, and they are the fascists. They're absolutely disgusting. Everything and everybody are labelled. Everything has to be. It's like everybody, when you're in education, everything has to be. You have to pick up your child, and they have to be put in a box that defines what they're going to be throughout life. There shouldn't be no boxes, because how can you box and labels everyone where we're all supposed to be individuals? I know those on the left are pretty much, they're all just an homogenous pile of brain dead idiots, but they shouldn't be like that. And yeah, I mean, they're talking about overhauling the education system. The best way to overhaul the education system is to spend time teaching children and then identify what they're good at and maybe concentrate on that more than anything. And then we'll actually have groups of individuals who are really good at certain things. It would make more sense, but that's the way it is. Alistair Campbell is still allowed to walk around. Yes, PD, and he's still allowed to spout his crap on X. And then when you challenge him, he goes on about his mental health. Tough shit, boy. You're a fucking war criminal as far as I'm concerned. And I ain't got no time of the day for any of them. It just make me sick. I think Blair Switch is still pulling the strings and Farage is our saviour. You know how I feel about Nigel. I'm not that convinced. But before anyone starts, yes, I do think we need reform as a party, but we need to sort the leadership out because a lot of things they're doing recently doesn't bode well. If we're not careful, we're going to end up like the Lebanon. We are. We're already halfway there, PD, without a shadow of doubt. And if anyone wants to just look at the history of Lebanon, how wonderful it was, a great place, and then they let the Muslims kick in, and yeah, you know what it's like now. It's a third world shithole, pretty much like we're going right now. Yep, that's how I got treated by the police and the Home Office, relating to the Red Gangs, the enemy of the state. It's so wrong. It is so wrong. I'm I, I'm sorry that you've had to, any of you who've had to go through that horrendous torture, and that's what it is. It's the torture, and you're going to live with the PTSD. And as a PTSD sufferer, I know what it means to be treated like that by people who are supposed to be there to protect you and to honour you. It makes me feel sick, and it makes me ashamed. It genuinely does make me feel ashamed. Show how demonic now his true face is really showing. Everybody said, I mentioned to say Farage is no saviour. Ah, well, yeah, exactly. Although saying that is probably not the best thing to do because, the level of abuse you get from people who just blindly follow anything. And look, I know we need change, and we do need something like reform. But the problem is, in our sheer desperation, which is why I keep saying it, I'm not against reform. I'd love reform to be brilliant. I'd love reform to win. And I said, if there's an election tomorrow, I'd vote reform. But the simple truth of the matter is, are we that desperate that we're prepared to accept anything other than without actually looking at what you're getting? It's just use your brain. And I know it's hard for people, and I know people are scared, and I know people are desperate. But please don't be that desperate. It's just, look, pay attention. That's all my videos are doing. That's all they're there for. It's not me having a go, as in, oh, don't do this, don't do that, and all I'm getting the abuse again. If I get the abuse, I get the abuse. It is what it is. But somebody has to stand up and say, really, you sure? Because in 90 times out of 10 in the world, that's the biggest problem we have, is the fact there aren't people in rooms going, are you absolutely sure that's a good idea? Have you really thought this through? Because that's clearly not, there isn't anyone like that in Labour at the moment who isn't going, are you sure that's a really good idea? You know, are you sure raising the national insurance on employers is going to work? Because I've got a feeling it hasn't, but clearly there's no one doing that. There's clearly no one doing that. We need to take a leaf out of Jordan's book. Yes, PD, we do. Excuse me. Same happened in Egypt. It was a Christian country after the Pharaohs, then a few hundred years later. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. Egypt's not a nice place. I know people like to go on holiday there. I genuinely wouldn't. Although I don't go abroad on holiday. Why would I when I've got the most beautiful country, arguably the most beautiful country in the world? Although some of America's pretty stunning and that, but for variation of things and everything else, you can't beat this country. You really can't. Shame the rain ruins it half the time, but it's stunning. We need a Donald Trump here. We do. And unfortunately, we haven't got one. I know Nigel thinks he is, but he isn't. He really isn't. Ugh, yeah. Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah, we do need that. What we need is a leader who's got bollocks. And there is actually one guy in Parliament right now who I can genuinely say has got it, and that's Rupert Lowe. He's the only one in Parliament who stands up every day, and he doesn't give a shit about the stick he gets. He asks the questions, he forces the questions, and he speaks the truth, and he doesn't give a shit. And also remember that every month, all the money he earns as an MP, he gives away to charity. So he does it because he loves his country. That's what you need. That's why Donald Trump is so successful, because he loves his country. He gives a shit about his country. And that's what we do need. We generally need. Labour slash good idea. Raves, Rainer, Lammy, gormless beyond words. I mean, the frightening thing is, and this is a thing, something that enters my mind on a regular basis, is the fact that I'm hoping they're stupid, but fearing they're not. Fearing that they know exactly what they're doing and they're doing it for a reason. That's what worries me the most. It's quite easy to go, oh, they're thick as shit. They don't know what they're doing. But what happens if they do? What happens if they're actually doing this on purpose and they've got a plan? That's the worry. That's the worry because they might be doing this on purpose. Uh, and when you speak out, they can just leave you to your own devices. You get too racy and too close to the mark, they'll just come and knock on your door and arrest you, which is a bit of a worry at all times. But it is what it is. You've got to stand up. You've got to stand up. You know, you swear allegiance to this country and its flag. Um, my allegiance is still to the Queen. The King, he can jog on, sausage fingers, twat. He's part of the problem as well. But the thing is, this is a beautiful country. I love this country. The amazing things that go on in this country. I love my flag. But it's embarrassing sometimes to look how the world looks at us right now because we're not in a very good place, and it embarrasses me when I see how we've treated our own people. Let me just check the YouTube channel. Just authorize that one. Trying to push our buttons. It's all. I mean, let's be honest. Look, everything that happens is specifically done to keep us arguing amongst ourselves, to keep us divided, to keep us fighting amongst each other. And that's the whole point, because while we're busy doing that, we're busy not realizing that our actual enemy is in control. And also, they do it because they also know that if we all suddenly realize this and we all decided to put away petty differences, even if we put them on the back burner for a bit and turn around and went, actually, you're the problem. There's here in the UK, 68 million of us, there's 700 of them. Just think about that for a minute. Yep, 100% certain they know what they're doing. They've got a plan, and it's not a good one. Compared to them, the Nazis were choir boys. Well, yeah, it you know, it worries you. It worries you to what could possibly be coming next. Good reveal last night. Hello, Johnny. Yeah, yeah. Shane the Blues won though again. It's on purpose. The plan has been in place for decades. I believe we're near the end game now. We're getting there. We're getting there, which is why I keep trying to say people need to start speaking up now. Don't leave it to the few of us here on YouTube and X. People need to be making your voices. I know it's hard. I know it's scary. I know there's a lot of things, but come on. If we don't start speaking up, if we don't start deciding to ignore petty differences and put them to one side and stand together, we're finished. We genuinely are, because as I said in the rant video, if you want to watch that and you haven't watched it, where I just go off on one, no one does seem to give a shit. A lot of people in this country don't seem to give a shit, and that's because no one says anything. If you do give a shit and you are things, start saying something. Start speaking out. You start speaking out. If you come on YouTube and you start a channel and you're doing this, I'll support you. I'll stand behind you, because that's what we need to do. I don't support the current king. He said he'd abdicate for Prince William. Well, William's no much better, isn't he? And he didn't swear allegiance to the crown. I swore allegiance to the flag. Wherever that flag is, that's my home. It's as simple as that. A news story from her neighbours before Christmas. Old lady was living alone, was burgled, went into her bedroom. That's when she became aware she wasn't physically home. 4 days to wait for police. Lucky. She was lucky it was 4 days. It's been longer. And the simple truth of the matter is, as much as everybody hates the police, and I don't particularly trust them, I also understand that they're that short-staffed, it's ridiculous. There just isn't anyone available to do anything. Well, I rephrase that. They are, but they're all in offices chasing down tweets and watching videos like this and wondering whether it's worth or not resting people. That's what it is. And I can believe that 100%. It's like guy 2 doors down got his vans nicked off the drive. The police eventually turned up, but they hadn't got a clue. And he found them himself. Him and his mates found them and got the vans back. So it just shows you. Keep on the Blues. Yeah, hello Hawkeye. Yeah, we're doing all right, the Blues, at the moment. It makes a change for being a happy Blues fan. It's one of the few things I've got to be happy about at the moment, is football. But yeah, the whole thing is just ridiculous. It's hard to try and keep motivated. It's trying hard to keep happy, to keep things going. It is mental, absolutely mental, what we have to put up with, what we have to do. But it is the world that we live in, sadly. But as I keep saying, and I'll keep saying this every day, look, if you agree with me, but you don't have the courage to speak out, then just subscribe to my channel and drop me a message. If you ever want me to speak out for you, then drop me a message. Drop me. I'm on X, and you can DM me on there. Um, you can drop me messages on YouTube. There's an email address. If you go on YouTube down the bottom, there's an email address. You can go on there. If you want me to speak out about something for you, then I will quite gladly. I have no problem with doing that. It's just hard. It is. Yeah, I know, little Kitty. I've been speaking up for Mersey. I'm permanently shadow banned on Satan's Tube, totally banned ever so often. I've been arrested for it, lost my career for it, and I do, but alone, I'm powerless. Well, here, little Kitty, you're no longer alone. There are of us who will do it for you and will speak out. Literally, honestly, um, never think you're alone and you're not powerless because we'll have your back. I'm sure that everybody in the chat would agree with me. If you feel lonely, and you're powerless, no longer. That's the whole idea of my channel, and that is what my little group of people that I've got. This is what we do. You're not alone. You're genuinely no longer alone. Don't ever think you're alone. There's DMs. You can drop me messages. You can talk. You can, if you want me to talk about it, I can, and I will, because it's not right, and you should never, ever, ever feel alone. Honestly, you really, really shouldn't. And that's the same for anyone. Anyone who's listening to this and you feel like you're alone, you're powerless, you don't know what to do, you want to speak out but don't, then use the people who will speak out for you, because we will. Yeah, we will, because that's what we do. That's the whole point of these channels. That's the whole point of my channel. It's the whole point of everything. It's to show people, which is why we want our channels to grow bigger and bigger. So we can show people that you aren't alone. You aren't powerless. People are here for you. People will listen. People will support you. We will. And that's anyone. Anyone who's watching this now and a repeat back on YouTube, anyone in the chat, we're here for each other. That's the whole point. I want everybody in this chat, in my group, if I don't get any more subscribers, any more than I've got right now, as long as that group sticks together and we look out for each other, that's what's important. Genuinely important. Because we're all we've got now. We're in a dark place, we're in dark times, and things are bad. So we need to stick together over everything. And if you don't agree with each other over certain things, don't go all hissy-fitty and piss off. Use your brain. You don't have to agree with each other on absolutely everything. We're humans, we never agree on everything. If we did, it would be boring, and also, we wouldn't be in the shithole that we are right now. We genuinely wouldn't. Hello, Time Prophet. See you later, Wookie. Have a good stream, mate. Thanks for popping in. Never seen a happy blue nose brother-in-law one. Well, we're all good. Yeah, here you go, Guy. Well, yes, we're with you, Kitty, 100%. We are 100%. There's one common culprit behind all these laws, changes, bills, and acts being passed through Parliament. It's the World Economic Forum, stakeholder capitalism, ESG, and DEI policies. Welcome, Joe A12, and absolutely 100% spot on. Can't argue with that. Stakeholder capitalism. I'm going to do a little video on that later on, and we'll talk about that as well, of which ESG and DEI are part of their gameplay. Back in the old days, that's what churches were for. Absolutely. So this is why I'm thinking of trying to make this particular chat a regular thing on a Sunday. Let's make it the church. Let's make it our gathering spot where we can all come together. Now, I like to interact, as you can see. I like to interact, like many people do, but I like to interact with my chat. I really genuinely do. I genuinely like to interact with my chat. But you can interact with each other. It's there for you. This chat right now is there for you. My comment section on my videos is there for you. I have no problem if you want to have conversations with each other that are even off topic. Because the only way we can stay together is talk together and talk through things. Little Kitty, thank you, Gobster. So glad to hear. honestly, I mean it from the heart. I genuinely mean it from the heart. You're not alone. Don't ever, ever think you're alone. So I think I don't go to churches. Please don't make it a church, lol. I'll make it a gathering place. I have no problem. Look, if you're religious, great. If you're not, great. I don't care who you are, where you come from. It doesn't matter. As long as we all have the same general idea of what we want to do and what we want and how we want the things to be, then this is it. This is it. It can be a pub. It can be a church. It can this little thing that I'm going to do hopefully every Sunday is what you want it to be. But the one place it is for people who are like-minded, who are prepared to listen, act like adults, have good discussions about things, and stand by each other. Because that's what we need more than anything. There's not a lot I can do, little kitty. Much love and prayers. Just stay strong. I mean, in reality, there isn't much we can do, but what we can do, we can do what we can do. And even if it just means that you are sitting there right now, little kitty, and now you should feel the love from people who are saying, "You aren't alone. We're here. We'll think of you. We'll take prayers. If we're religious, we'll do whatever we want." That's what's important. I watched the video he told us about Jay Murphy. It was an eye opener. Yeah, that was about the economy. I trying to do as much as I can on my channel. It's difficult. Okay, I'm one man. I have a family, and obviously I've got other things to be doing. I do videos in my car more than ever now because it's the only time I get a few minutes to myself. The hardest thing. Did you stop the pub thing because of the government silencers? um, the pub thing, the Gobster's Ale House hasn't really finished. It's just it was put on the back burner over Christmas. I had a lot of things to do, lots of things to sort out, issues and other things that aren't really, for you lot to worry about. So it's on the burner, and I decided because Sunday seems to be the best day to do stuff, so I'll do it on a Sunday, and so that's what it is. So it's going to be called It's the Sunday Show. It's as simple as that. It's everyone. Thank you so much. The support on here is amazing. Little Kitty, that's what this is what I want my community, my group, my chat, whatever to be. Just people who look out for each other, irrespective of where they are, what they think, or anything like that. You've just got to be like that. Hello, everybody. Peace. Yours to a hello. Time will tell. Hey, welcome. Thank you for that. Hoping the pressure from Trump will help a little. Let's keep our fingers crossed. There is going to be pressure from Trump. I can guarantee you that. The more people do need to speak up, and I do know it's difficult to do so. I lost a friend who worried about on a daily basis, and that's how much she meant to me. Those all things exactly. And look, I'm fully aware that there's lots of pressure. That you could lose your job, you could lose this, you could lose that. Okay, at the moment, I'm in the position where I can do this with minimal sort of impact to me, even though it's hard work. You know, so I don't mind doing that. I'm not happy with reform regarding healthcare. Well, hello, Dreamer. I have to. I'll be honest. I'm not fully up on there. I will have a look at that. The problem is we all need change, and it's all going to be difficult. The thing is, change is never painless. I know. I agree, Dreamer. If you have that issue, I fully get it. I genuinely do. There are a lot of things that people have a lot of issues with, but the other thing is, unlike some people, well, all you do is you want it perfect. There's no such thing as perfect. You have to do the best with what you got, you can't please everybody all of the time. I found that out, the hard way. But I see what you're saying. I understand, and I'll have a look at it. I've not looked at it myself, so I will do. I hope so, Spike. It made it clear that two-tier care relations with you are strained. The special relationships are dead in the water, I'm afraid. It really, really is. Yeah, Trump's going after everyone who's wronged him. Understandable. I would. If I was the president of the United States and you pissed me off, I'd come for you. Reverend Simon says does always a Sunday sermon. Maybe do one with him. Just a thought. Yeah. Again, somebody else who should. I think I should sort of reach out and such. I don't have a tendency to go on other people's streams. I do on Wookiees because I just like talking to my American brothers and having a bit of a giggle every now and again. But yeah, I think maybe I should start looking at maybe having a chat with Simon and the Angry Bootneck, Andy the Gabby Cabby, Paz even, and just maybe sit down and have a good chat. It'd be interesting because the thing is, unlike people on the left, I like to listen to other people's points of view, and I don't necessarily judge people on their points of view. I may not agree with it, but sometimes you can learn things, and it's all about the learning experience. And sometimes, it opens your eyes to something you maybe no didn't really think about, and it's interesting. And I'm always up for learning things off new people and having, um, my eyes opened. I did a bit of research about a party called the Heritage Party, a good party who opposed WF stakeholder capitalism and British Christian above all else. There are there are many right wing. I hate using that word right wing. There are many parties on the political right of centre. Oh, it's so stupid having to do that. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Everybody has good ideas. Now, the thing what would be ideal is if we had a leader of the big party at the moment, which would be Reform, decided to take these people on board, and they actually sat down and had a good chat and banged it out and decided to, instead of having us all fractured, to be together. Maybe that'd work. I don't know. We need to get away from the uni party, left, right bullshit, and move forward. Absolutely right. It's better than us not blue or red division, which is what they're making. They're making it blue against red. Nice military thing there. Absolutely right. I've always agreed with that. That it shouldn't be like this. Reform ain't be perfect. We've got to be better than what we have now. Absolutely. They just need little tweaks. And in reality, we've got 4 years, so we can possibly do that if people listen. And that's the problem. It's getting people to listen to things instead of going, "They're it. They're the best. That's what we've got." And you think, "Yeah, but think about it a bit." But I understand. I got booted out of uni for standing up for the woke, but alas, uni got kicked off the league tables in the end. Was it really worth it? Nope, never is. Never is. Show how to go about the North Sea oil and wind farms. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, well, it is because one of the situations which I've got a video coming up about us because here in the UK we're running out of gas. And part of the stupid hypocrisy of it all is the fact that a lot of the gas that we get from Norway, which we buy from Norway, which they get from the North Sea. Yeah, that means our gas gets pumped from the North Sea to Norway, and then we buy it back off Norway at an inflated price because that's how Labour works. It's just absolute mentalness. And all this net zero bullshit is never going to work. It's just going to cripple us. But then again, maybe that's the point. Trump's a great because he's not a politician. Exactly. He is a businessman. If you ever notice, it's always about getting a good deal, and he's very good at it. And people are terrified of him as well, which is something else you need as well. The problem is the right has to unite, but Farage is way too much an ego to do it. This is it. This has always been my point. The thing is, if you really want change, and we all really, really want change, then we can't just keep separating ourselves into little piles and where in reality we all want the same thing, but no one wants to listen to each other. No one wants to talk to each other. So we'll just bimble along and they'll win again. It's not hard, really. It's not rocket science. Trump is great, but yeah. Farage isn't the type of person to listen and adapt to views of others. He's always his way or the highway. Same with Tyson Anderson. The only reformed politician I know is Rupert Lowe. Rupert Lowe would be the greatest leader because, as I said earlier, he genuinely gives a shit about this country. That's what we want. And the thing is, there are people in other parties who feel exactly the same way, but they just won't listen to each other. They just won't talk properly. It's like here on the YouTube channel, which I do at the moment. Everybody likes you, and as long as you're singing their song, the second you change your song, people throw their dummies out of the pram and scream abuse at you and I'm leaving. Well, go then. If you're not prepared to act like an adult and listen, then that's fine. You just need to. I know it's and fortunately, I've learned that way that that's what I have to do on this channel. If you don't like what I'm doing and you think I've done something to offend you and you're going to leave, well, bye. Because this is about listening. About that, all I do is I never do anything on my channel to tell you how to think, to tell you what to do, to tell you how to do things. I give you my opinion and it's up to you. If you don't agree with it, that's fine. Absolutely fine. But there's no need for a tirade of abuse, spitting your dummy out, throwing your toys out the pram, and calling me everything under that, and then think by going, "Well, I've unsubscribed, it's gonna bother me or change me in any way." I did have a wobble, I'll be honest, but that was also with other things that were going on in my life at the moment. It is what it is. But the thing is, the way we can win is to be together, genuinely. And the only way we can be together is to listen to each other, use that old term called let's agree to disagree. Okay, we don't agree on that one, but we still want the same thing and move forward, but we don't. And that's the biggest problem. And that's why we always struggle. I think honestly, Farage's still pitching plant to previous Israel reform. It's funny. I did do a video a while ago where I said that did you find it funny that the Conservatives were on the verge of maybe just about hanging on to this one, and then Farage suddenly popped up and took over Reform and split the vote. Just thinking, just speaking out now. Farage has just turned into a politician now. Yeah, absolutely, Tom Broth. He's just talking like they all do, and no. Until the far left got power, we debated each other. Now everybody, it's my way or the highway. That's BS. Absolutely. Absolutely, Swain. Absolutely 100%. Look, common ground and then build upon it. Exactly. But the problem is no one's prepared to meet on common ground. And that's the biggest issue. I mean, I'm up for debate and talk about things, and I listen to people. Like when I read the comments, I read the comment. I may not agree with it, but I'll read it and I'll try and understand it, and I'll try and see it from other people's point of view to try and find that common ground. But too many egos, too many. I want, as Swan quite said, I want it my way, or I'm not listening. Well, then we're going to be a separated and divided and destroyed country because of your ego, because you aren't prepared to go, all right, well, I want to agree, we'll agree to disagree on that, but let's go forward and let's take this on. It's literally that simple. The solution to our problem is that simple. But the problem is people's egos and people's unpreparedness to listen. Before we get into popular suffrage said, keep all the agreements, etc. It's almost by design. And I did say, controlled opposition a long time ago. Nice to see you in the warm on a day like this. I'm not warm. I'm freaking freezing. But it is what it is. And the simple truth of the matter is, I needed to come out. I needed to get this out. I needed to have a chat. Because I also realised when I had my wobble back ago and I was like, oh, Jesus, I've had enough. And what's the point? And I was feeling really, really down. PTSD had been kicking in and stuff, and I had enough. And then the messages I got, some amazing messages that made me realise that actually what I do is important to people. And that was a surprise, and that was humbling, and it was a bit of a shock to I don't know if it's ever anyone else has had that situation where you suddenly realise that people actually do need you to speak, that people do look forward to you saying something, people are looking towards you for explaining things, or whatever, and it was very humbling. It was very, very humbling. And that's, when you sit and read people's messages that, make you realise that actually what you do is amazing. Can't you get a radio put in your shed? It'd just be a pipe from the house. Yeah, I could do, but I'd have to dig up concrete, God knows what else. Although that would be an option. Although maybe in the summer, then maybe redesign in this particular thing, so I might be able to sort something out. Mm, yeah, that might. In any case, that's another thing for another video. Perhaps there should be a common policy conference of non-lefty politicians to agree on common fronts on certain issues. Well, I mean, you got the pledge. A lot of people think, oh, the pledge, and but at least it's where some people have got in a room and written something down. And that's what we do. We need exactly, Robert. We need somebody to say, look, we'll have a meeting here. Yeah, we'll have tea, cakes, and God knows what else, and we'll have a discussion, and it will take 3 or 4 days, maybe make it a week, where we can lay everything out on the table without judgment, without prejudice, and without argument. So we could just listen to how we all feel and we get it out there, and then we then look for all the things that we agree on, because you'll find there'll be about 5 or 6 things that everybody agrees on, and base it on those things and not other things. Put them to a side and forget it. Absolutely forget it. The Shed of Dread or the Fridge, up to you. You'll have to change your name to Sean, the Sean of the Shed. Get an oil-filled radiator. They are said to heat up really well, and you can move it anywhere. Just need to plug it in and away you go. The thing is, a heater in here, I can put a heater in here, but the problem is, because it's a concrete floor and it's a concrete ceiling, any heat just disappears instantly. I need insulation. I really do need insulation. I mean, if I turn the camera up, I mean, look, it's a concrete roof. Okay, so it's concrete slab. So, and it's like it's freezing in here. And then the other thing is, it's also in the summer absolutely boiling hot in here. No temperature regulation. Plus, I've got an ancient window over this side, which is over that side, which is a metal frame single sill. Although I have got a double glazed window to put in there, and it's an old wooden door, and it's just, it is what it is, but it works and it serves a purpose, and I can store all my random shit in here as well, which A, protects it from the children, and B, I don't get moaned at as much. It is what it is. Yeah, I thought it was a house room, not a brick shed. My home isn't much warmer at the moment. It's cold. It is cold, but it is what it is. I mean, the wall that behind me, there's an outside toilet. An outside toilet. That's how old it is. It still works. There's an outside toilet there, and then the walls either side. It's literally the wall that's on this side. Put my hand on it. Yeah, absolutely freezing cold, because it's literally there. I'm on the drive outside the house, so it is what it is. In the old days, your shed would have been full of coal, lol. It would have. Actually, just again, sorry to turn the camera up, and it's turning more about the shed. You'll actually see there's like a concrete split in the middle there. That split there. This used to be two separate rooms. So you'd have a little shed, and then where I'm actually technically sat is where the coal shed would be. So, I would be sitting in a pile of coal back in the day. When we use coal, the stuff we've still got loads of, but we can't use anymore because, reasons. My dad said women are the reasons why men have sheds. Yeah, and I've actually got 4. I've got a lot of sheds in here, in this garden. I've got this one, which was a pre-built one, and I got 3 others out there, one of them for the kiddies. So I'm sitting next to the radiator in my gas central house. Yeah, thanks, Time Profit. Yeah. Well, I'm going to go back in there because it's been over an hour and we should really be bringing this one to a close. But I should be going back in the shed and sitting on top, well, not out of my shed and into my house. I'll probably sit on the radiator for an hour, although I've actually got loads of work to do outside as well, because I've got a tip run tomorrow, and that'll be fun. Insulation would help with the sounders issues as well. Yeah, it would. It really, really would. It means no worries. Thatcher killed the coal mine. She did. Literally was a bunker. It is literally a bunker, a coal bunker. That's what this was. Right then. So looking at the time, I've been on here just over an hour and 5 minutes. I think that is long enough. I'm going to try and make sure that they're not much more than an hour long, because of rewatch values and stuff like that. So I'm going to bring this particular episode, the very first episode of It's the Sunday Show, to an end, I think. My poor car's been in the garage a week. That's going to cost you much time, Profit. So, any case, before you go, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you're not already. If you're watching this back on YouTube, subscribe. It would be nice. I've explained. Oh, before I go, there's one more thing. You may have noticed I've done some merchandising for Starmer Out t-shirts, and a few people are moaning about the price of them. Right. Just to explain, if you use a shop that's attached to YouTube, they are expensive and you're limited. I think it's only 4 you can use, and they're all expensive. Now, I can't produce these t-shirts myself or the mugs and that, so I have to go somewhere else, and it's them that has the price that attaches it to it. On each of the items, I make a couple of quid if they sell. I am currently looking at getting a new supplier that's going to be cheaper. Once I get that up, I'll let you know. Because I think they'll be good t-shirts, but it is what it is. You can start building a hole in your shed and make a real bunker. Dig down. That'd be a good idea. I'm not far from farm mine area. People are unemployed and despairing. I know it's terrible. Good vid. Thank you very much, Hasdak. Welcome. Little kiddie, you have a good one. Thanks. Cheers. Right then. So, any case, so that's the merchandising thing. So I'm sorry if it looks a little expensive, but I am trying to work on a new supplier so I can get stuff out so people can start buying them. I don't really want to make a lot. I mean, it's just they're good t-shirts, and I've got some other ones in the pipeline. So just so you know. Right then, let's bring it all to a close. Thank you so much for everybody who's been in the chat. I hope you've enjoyed this. Of the very first one, and hopefully we can do this on a regular Sunday thing. It's it's I've enjoyed it. I enjoy chatting to you. I enjoy interacting with all of you in the chat. There's not that many as usual, but it's good. It's fantastic. Um, all look after yourself. Before we go, don't forget, little Kitty, you're not alone anymore. Welcome to the madhouse. Welcome to the insane asylum that is the chat. And we've all got your back now. You're one of us, and we'll look after you. And thanks for letting us know. And you look after yourself, genuinely. And that goes for the rest of you. Genuinely, for the rest of you, I hope you all have a great week. There'll be more videos coming up on the channel as and when I can get them out. The biggest problem I have at the moment is not recording them, it's processing them and getting them uploaded. So sorry for any delays in videos and such, which is why they're always seeming a little bit out of date, but it is what it is. But they're coming. They will be coming. Thank you for all the support. Thank you, especially when I was having me a little wobble. Thank you for all your very, very kind messages. They genuinely humbled me. They genuinely did move me. So, you have a great one. Thanks for being here. You have been awesome as always. And we shall look forward to next Sunday, hopefully. As long as everything's in the pipework, we should be fine. No, you're welcome, little kitty. No worries. All good, honestly. So next Sunday, around about 12, half 12, I'll advertise it when it's on. We'll have another sit down and another chat, if that's okay with you lot. As I said, there's no real sort of agenda or plan to this. It's whatever you want to talk about. If you want to drop messages and things you want to talk about or would like to ring, just drop them in the DMs. As I said, there's an email link in my YouTube channel. You could do that. Don't forget, I'm available on X at Gobster, obviously. Also Facebook. I'm on Twitch. I'm on Rumble. I'm on Threads. I'm pretty much everywhere. And you can't miss me now because my logo, if you got Gobster, it's the logo with Starmer out on there. Any case, thanks so much for watching. You have been an amazing audience as always. So, with that, until the next one.